Can you write a description of your ancestor like this if you do not have a photo to start with? Yes. Well, maybe? Howdy, I'm Devin Noel Lee, the author of a memoir, 2 published family histories, 60 scrapbooks, and 120 drafts in the process of becoming books. My goal on Write Your Family History is to help you quickly write non-boring family histories to share your legacy with your loved ones. Today, I will share with you some of the best resources for finding physical descriptions of your ancestors so that you can then use these details to describe your ancestors' physical appearance and make your story that much better. For male ancestors in the mid-1900s, U.S. military draft cards and enlistment records are a gold mine. For example, this World War I draft record for Jose Ignacio Luan records his race, his height, his weight, his eye color, and whether he was balding. Using that information, I can create a brief character description about Jose that looks like this. 27-year-old Jose Ignacio Luan is of medium height and medium build. This Caucasian has brown eyes and dark brown hair, but is not bald. Well, that's not a fantastic physical description. It is a start. But I also have questions. From what I have gathered about Jose, he was born in New Mexico and his family lived in the New Mexico area for several generations. Luan isn't particularly a Caucasian name. However, other records of this time period classified those of Mexican heritage as white rather than Mexican or Hispanic. Therefore, when I describe his skin color, I might have to look for more sources before I use Caucasian as a descriptor. Do you agree? In the U.S., other military records also provide physical descriptions. For example, I've seen a Civil War pension file with body diagrams detailing where scars and tattoos appeared on the applicant's body. Military records outside of the U.S. also may include physical descriptions. For example, my great-grandfather Robert Zemstein's service records from Canada described him with such detail that I had learned about a scar he had on his forehead from smallpox. What military records have you seen that provide descriptions about your relative? Let me know which records and share your attempt at describing them based on the document. Yes, I did just give you some homework to do. Will you accept the challenge? Passport applications are an incredible resource because they are not reserved only for males or military service members. Additionally, some passports come with photos. Passports vary over time, but the more recent the document, the more details you are likely going to discover. This example for Marino de la Peña says he is a Cuban native. On the back of this form, you will see the following details. I love the extra notations that someone wrote on this document. A broad nose, mustache, they crossed out his medium chin to replace it with a square shape, and partly balding. Once again, we can write a character description from these details to describe Marino's appearance. If you happen to find a photo of Marino, you can see how well your description aligns with what you wrote. Or you can see additional words to describe his eye shape, his ear shape, or his eyebrows. I am aware of passport collections for the U.S. Let me know in the comments if there are other countries that have these collections and how early they begin. I love these modern records, passports and military records. But what about a collection that documents ancestors before the 1900s? The further back in time you research, the more difficulty you may have in finding records describing what your ancestors looked like. However, there is one record set that you might enjoy, even though it might document that your ancestor served time for a crime. That's right, I'm talking about prison records. Prison officials needed to know the names of persons within their confines, the terms of their sentences, and identifying details about each prisoner. Notice this identifying mark, WRDS heart on the right arm, W plus D plus W 1806 on the left arm. After reviewing the entire document for this ancestor's description, it may look like this. You can then use these details to discuss the life of William. What happened in his life before or after his jail time? Was his story similar to that of Jean Valjean? Or was this incident the beginning of William's life of crime? I challenge you to add a physical description of your ancestors to your next family history story. Then, after you have written an account with the description, drop a link in the comments to your stories so we can all support you on your writing journey. If you don't have a blog where you can share your stories, paste your description into the comments section. It's time to do your homework and get some feedback and support. Off you go! If I've given you value during this video, please click the like button, share this video, and leave a comment for others and myself. If you're ready for the next valuable family history writing tip, check out this video right here.